let me do the record. And
there's not many.
Right, okay, yeah, well, good. We're in business. We're in business. I'm upset. I'm completely the wrong page. There we go. That's it. So my timing was all over the place this morning. And I think I got through about half of my slides before we ran out of time. So I don't know what it's going to be like this afternoon. We'll probably be finished by 2 o'clock if that's anything to go by. So let's get cracking and see how we do. What have we got this week? Homework from last week. Trying to do something a little bit different with the homework this week. So it was a couple of films. We've got the verbs back this week. Practice 2 verbs. And I'll swap things around. So I'm doing it's not really Poetry Month still, but we had some poems left over from last week. So and they were good efforts. So I think they deserve an airing to the class. So we'll have a look at those. Unfortunately, Bryn's wife's not too good. She's been in Adam Brooks Hospital for a heart operation, and she's coming out, I think, in the next couple of days. But Bryn had a limerick that he wanted to share. We might have to do that next week. Who knows? He said he was cleaning it up. So we'll see how that goes. And then I thought we'd do our book last, because if my timing is out, then we could do a couple of chapters. My sister's busy talking to the decorators. She put yourself on mute, Maggie. So there we are. We're all good to go, and I did press record. So. What did people? Let's stay off mute for a while. Then we can have a little discussion about the 2 films. What did people think about the first film? It was called Los Vecinos, the Neighbors.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, had a very pervasive, an atmosphere of pervasive fear and
intimidation
and foreboding. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Threat.
It was it was very creepy film. Very well done, I thought. And I wasn't.
But it's
The first time I watched it, I was wondering, what's going on here? What's happening? This is all a bit weird. And then once you realise they tapped his phone, it was very scary, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I would describe it as being very dark in 2 ways: A, the production, and B, the story. Very
Yes, it was.
dark.
Chile's opened up now. It's got a democratic government, but this harks back to the Pinochet regime when political prisoners, I think, were routinely held, tortured in residential areas, residential apartments, and it was one way of intimidating the population, letting them know what was happening. And the regime was quite overt in its behaviour, which did keep everybody down. And the subject here was a professor or a teacher at the university, and I think a lot of his contemporaries would have probably been quite high on Pinochet's list of detainees. So you can understand his fear when he realised that his phone's been bugged. I don't know if he doesn't.
Eric, never understood this was about detainees in the in the neighboring flat or a
Yeah.
place. I just thought it was TV there, loud TV and noisy neighbors. And he was just being intimidated by just rude people next door.
Yeah.
Till the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yes, indeed. Yeah. No, they're torturing somebody in the flat next door.
Yes.
Yes.
And then I watched it again, and then I could see the clues there.
Yeah.
But his characterization was very nice. The professor's.
Yeah, it was.
His acting,
well acted,
very
wasn't
nice.
it?
Yeah. Very cultured and polite man. Yeah.
Did we have subtitles on that one?
Yes.
Yeah. The Spanish was I mean, there wasn't a huge amount of dialogue, was there? And the Spanish was relatively easy to translate and to understand, I think. Yeah.
Was there an element between the son having to persuade his father to join him? I didn't know whether there was a trail there, whether there was a falling out, which he finally.
Yeah, I don't know. It's quite hard, isn't it? Because his son rang up and invited him out to dinner, and you thought he'd have been quite pleased. You thought he'd been quite pleased that his son had got promotion, but he didn't look that interested, did he?
No.
But it did give the neighbours an opportunity to show that they were listening into his phone calls, because they said, "Yeah, you better go out to a restaurant."
Yeah.
Ooh, scary.
What, the young man who
appeared
was suddenly, yes, I assumed it climbed over the wall.
Yes.
Oh, what was that? It looked like a ping pong ball.
Yeah, they were playing tennis.
Yeah, I think they're playing table tennis in the garden. Yeah.
Oh, was that what it was? Right. Mm.
Yeah.
I wondered if because it was such a sinister film, I thought I'd maybe missed something there.
No, just a ping pong ball.
No, it was just he'd just come over, but obviously he felt quite threatened and intimidated by the guy, and then they start shooting guns in the garden, and it's that's living like that. Yeah. So I've written a few words down, a few verbs and words. A lot of these we'll know, I think, already. El miedo, el terror, got to roll those middle R's, terror.
Error.
It's easy said than done. Amenaza, a threat, and threatening is amenazante. Intimidar, it's almost a perfect cognate. Estaba intimidado, he was intimidated. Torturar, and how did it make you feel? I felt quite sad watching it, and a little bit angry. Enfadado.
I think particularly, Eric, when you consider it was like, the US and indeed, Thatcher as well, who kind of endorsed Pinochet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she did.
He was, he was big chums, wasn't he? At one stage, seen as a buffer against communism and other not the first time we've been on the wrong side of history. Probably not the last time. Who knows?
But I thought it was quite a potent little film, really. I watched that one twice because I felt I'd missed a lot the first time, and I got quite a bit more from the second watching, even though it made me feel uncomfortable.
I think as well, it didn't really need words. It was so well done. You could get such a sense without hearing the words.
Yes, you didn't need to translate and understand everything, did you? It was pretty obvious what was going on.
Eric, why is it the Cortometrage short film rather than
Cortometrage? Cortometrage. Well, the film is película, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah. I was just curious.
I haven't Googled metraje to see if it means another word for film. Maybe it does. I don't know. Has anybody got Google handy?
Yeah.
Could Google metraje and see.
It means footage.
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 Oh.
All right. So short footage. Yeah. Yeah. Good. So the second one, that was a bit. That was a little bit. It was easier watching, wasn't it? Although it had a certain pathos to it. How did people like? How did people feel about this?
That was very good. Like Alan Bennett with his talking heads.
Yeah.
It was a bit, wasn't it? Yeah. She was.
It was sort of bittersweet, wasn't it? In a way, I thought.
Yeah.
There was a lot of pathos in it, and.
Yeah. Did he have a bit of dementia or Alzheimer's or something? The old guy, was he?
Yeah, that's how I interpreted it. I don't know if that was what you were meant to think.
Yeah.
I summarised it with saying I thought the movie gave a message of hope. It represented loneliness beautifully, but ultimately also happiness.
Yeah. Although I kind of think it's going to be a fairly short friendship. He doesn't look that well, does he?
Oh, come on. I love the way she dropped a hanky or a bag.
Yeah.
That's right. Picked it up for her.
Yeah. Now, there were no subtitles for this, were there?
No.
But you got, I guess you got most of the conversation, most of the dialogue, yeah? Everybody pretty okay with the dialogue? Yeah. Good.
Well.
I think it was pretty straightforward. There was a we should be able to do that. What words would you use to describe that? Was it estaba triste? Yeah.
True to life.
True to life, yeah.
What is that in Spanish?
Well, what's truth? Oh my goodness me. Life is actually la vida. Verdad. Yeah.
Verdad.
Vida. There's probably a different one for that. Yeah.
I used Esperanza.
Hope, yeah.
Hope.
Yeah. I thought you were going to give us some I thought you said Esperanto for a minute then.
No.
Good. So I don't know. Maybe we'll take a look at a couple more films. Not just yet. It's a nice interlude, isn't it? From trying to conjugate all those preterite verbs, all those verbs in the preterite. It gives us a bit of a break. I've got an interesting exercise this week for you, which I'll send round later. That's good. Yeah. Get you all thinking. Okay, brilliant. Good. I enjoyed those. So we're going to we're working through these essential verbs. We're still in the present tense, present indicative tense, and we've got two this week: gustar and llegar. And let's take a look at those. How's Paul doing? Paul, have you mic'd up this week or?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh yes! Wow, gosh, that's brilliant. Excellent, good. Well, nice to have you back in sight and sound, Paul. That's brilliant. So let's take a look at this. What shall I do? Shall I go from the top or down from the bottom? I'll go from the top. I think we'll take Julie. Julie, I didn't just conjugate the Jo to I thought because we do use gustar like that sometimes, but quite often we use it in a back to front way. So how would you can you do these phrases?
Okay.
It pleases me, I like it. Yeah.
Me gusta eso.
Me gusta, yeah.
Te gusta.
And the plural, me gustan. Yeah. It pleases me is me gusta. When it's plural, me gustan. Yeah. And now in the conditional, we use this quite a bit, don't we? It would please me.
Me gustaría.
See. And in the plural?
Se gustaría.
Yeah, me gustarían. Me gustarían. They would please me. In the preterite, it pleased me.
Me gustó.
Me gustó. See, and they in the plural.
Se gustó.
No.
Me gustaron. Me gustaron. So it's you're not changing the the pronoun.
No,
not pronoun.
You're changing the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I liked to do something. So in the imperfect.
Me gusta. No, me gusto hacer algo.
Right. So in the imperfect, me gustaba.
I liked. Sorry, I was reading that as.
Yeah.
I was reading that as in the preterite.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not ever so clear there. And again, so the plural in the imperfect.
Me
gustaban. Gustaban. There.
Don't worry about the rest. It's just the verb conjugation. So that sort of knocks gustar on the head pretty much. I think if we get those in our heads, we can say, I like something. I like a lot of things as a present tense, present indicative. We can use the conditional. I would like. I did like, and I used to like. I suppose is the best way. We don't use much imperfect in English, so we construct it in a roundabout way, don't we? But that's the Spanish. So it's worth getting those into your heads, because they would be useful. So Julie, how would you say these? Now, pleased to meet you. What do you say there? It's.
You could say mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto is what I was looking for. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I didn't think anybody said that these days, but.
I know. I think they do. Yeah. Well, I do, and nobody laughs at me.
Okay, that's good.
I think that
we'll follow your example.
I think it's quite a handy little thing. I don't know. Would you find that in Spain, Ken and Veronica? Mucho gusto, is it?
Yeah, and there's another one, something like encantado de conocerle, or something.
The one I was thinking. Encantado. And encantado.
Encantado de conocerte.
Yeah.
See. So I like ripe bananas.
Me gusta las bananas.
Maduro.
Maduros.
Sure, I'm right.
Yeah.
I don't know if banana is I guess it's a feminine. So madura if it's feminine. I've used plátanos. Yeah. Okay. Would you like a cup of tea? Use of the conditional.
Yeah. Te gustaría una taza de té?
Yeah. And in the preterite, I liked the meal that you prepared last night.
Me gusto la comida que preparaste anoche.
Muy bien. You're on a roll. I liked to run when I was young.
But my knees have packed up. Me gusto cuando era joven.
Yeah, so what we need to do is use the past tense. So
yes. Are you who are you from?
In the imperfect.
Okay.
So gustaba.
Me gustaba correr cuando era joven.
Joven. Yeah, good. Excellent. Mucho gusto. Still a useful phrase, I think.
Cuando era joven. Yeah. Okay. Back to print.
Cuando era. I've done the last one the other way round.
Yes.
I don't think it matters much. Me gustaba correr cuando era joven. Yeah. Good. Well done. The next one we had was llegar or llegar. How about this one, Mangala?
Yeah.
Yep. This is it's a regular AR verb. So.
Yeah. Yo llego, llegas, tú llegas, ella, él, usted llega, nosotros llegamos, vosotras llegasteis. Llegáis, yeah. Ellos llegan.
Llegan, muy bien. Those Vosotros conjugations always manage to get a couple of awkward vowels together, and one has a stress. It's bad enough trying to say them an A and an E together, but when one's stressed, well, I find it quite tricky. Anyway, there we go. Llego, llegas, llega, llegamos, llegáis, llegan. And 2 sentences. How would you do these, Mangala? Can you have a crack at those? What time does Juan arrive?
¿Qué tiempo Juan Juan llega.
Llega, good, yeah.
A casa,
yeah.
A casa.
Yeah, a casa, at home, yeah. What about we arrive at the airport?
Nosotros llegamos al aeropuerto. No.
Sí, aeropuerto.
En la medianoche. Por la medianoche.
A la medianoche. Yeah, that's good. I think you got all the right words. I think not necessarily in the right order, but that was good. Very good. Well done.
Thank you.
A que hora? I think it's the easiest way to say what time. A que hora? A que hora llega Juan a casa? Llegamos al aeropuerto a la medianoche. Good. Well done. How are people feeling about their verbs in the present indicative? Are we feeling quite confident? The 2 people who tackled them today obviously know them very well. Is everybody feeling sort of comfy about conjugating? I mean, there's a number of irregular verbs which we've got there, which some of them we know very well. Ir, querer, estar, ser, tener, hacer. We use an awful lot, so we tend to stick. They tend to stick in our heads quite well. But people feel confident about conjugating verbs in the present. Just tell me. Everybody fairly happy with that?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Who said sometimes?
Me.
Oh, that's. I can't see you, Werner. Where have you gone? There you are.
Here.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it does come. You know, there's always some I can't get. I get halfway through, and my mind goes blank. I couldn't remember my mobile phone number the other day, so it might not be the Spanish that's getting me. I'm just dropping to bits. So good. So we'll keep going with these, but then we've got some irregular ones amongst it, and I think they're probably mainly covered. So we'll keep chugging away with this. Okay. So the last gasps of National Poetry Month, which was last month, but we had 3 poems down this week from people. Only one of them rhymed. Do poems have to rhyme? Is that one of the rules, or it's not one of the rules? Is it?
No.
No, it's not. So I've got an old.
The best ones do.
I've got an old-fashioned view of poetry. So we had one here from Maggie, Primavesi. What did people think of this?
Very good.
I thought the printer was a rotter.
Don't.
Yeah, see, well, you've given your own account of this last week, Eric. So.
Well, I have only a very blurred memory of this event, and I think it was a traumatic event for me, being framed at an early age. So. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Maggie. There was a couple of things in here that we ought to just look at. Cuando fui muy joven. I think that we should use the imperfect there. Cuando era más joven. And I think probably. You did know the past tense, but you didn't put the accents on, Maggie.
No,
so,
I wrote you a note about that. I can't work it out on my laptop yet.
It's on your laptop or on your tablet.
No, I wrote this on my laptop. My tablet's dead. I don't use that now.
Oh, don't you?
No, I could use the accents on my tablet and on my iPhone, but I can't work out how to do it on my laptop in Word.
You'll have to bring it. You'll have to bring it round, and I'll show you how to change the keyboard. Of course, in Word would often correct it and put an accent in.
Yeah,
but here it wouldn't know that it was preterite. It would presume you were talking. Me pego is is I hit myself, which I kind of thought was quite ironic.
No, I didn't mean that.
Because if you say me pego,
it's the past. It's meant to be the
he hit me. Yeah, yeah, and the same with me llevo. I carried myself, but me llevo is I was carried. So it's those accents are important, and
I realise that
Spanish ears will get
get
tuned into that.
It's just a lacking in my
sure.
Yeah, I can appreciate why we need the accents.
And our second poem was by Tony. And this was, I enjoyed this, Tony. That was, it was very good. I think it's a Camarero. But well done finding the right rhyming formula for
after I sent it, I realised that I'd got masculine un español and feminine aldea at the end, so I changed the beginning to un dama. Una dama, Fernando en Marbella.
Go on then. Go on. Let's read it out. Let's hear it. Let's hear it performed by the author. That's always worth a few extras, isn't it? Go on.
The last, fitting in the rhyme, the last line was a bit of a challenge. So I hope I get it right.
Yeah.
Una dama, Fernando en Marbella, encontró un ratón en su paella. Dijo el camarero, no gritas, y pavor, no lo agitas, o los demás quedaron como aldea.
Thank you very much. Well done. I enjoyed that. It was good. It gave me a nice little chuckle. So,
I spelt camarero wrong, did I?
Yeah, camarero. Yeah, and I don't think you need the apostrophe.
Well, the thing is, the last line, dea, is using what's called poetic license.
Yes. I thought that was probably it.
It should have been de ea, but in these circumstances, one is permitted.
I was happy that de ea rhymed with Marbella. I didn't have worry about that. I thought it was.
Oh well, it was. Oh, it's the beat there, Eric.
Is it?
Yeah, you see. The extra dirt, the dirt is an extra beat, so I had to shorten dea to dea.
Right. Okay. I'm not giving the artist his due. You're a perfectionist, Tony. Well done. Excellent. Yeah. That's good. So. I don't know whether Bryn will bring one or not. We'll see. Oh, we had this poem from Kath, who doesn't join our class, but she gets the notes and always does the homework. And I think she also watches the video. So we shall all give Kath a wave watching the video. Hi, Kath, and thanks very much for the poem. We look forward to when we can all get back together again at the Copeland Centre, and we can have the three of you at the back of the class like we always used to. So Kath was talking about Parker, who I think there seemed to be a slight element of doubt here as to whether she was Lady Penelope, and she was Parker had a bit of a crush on her, but it very quickly transpired that Parker had 4 legs, not 2, and she's very fond of her neighbour or friend's dog. I think Trevor should buy you a dog, Kath, if you enjoyed Parker's company so much. I think that would be good. You should get a lockdown dog, even if lockdown is just coming to an end. So, brilliant. So, as suspected, we're getting through the class quite quickly today. So, I think we've got time to do the two chapters of our book, particularly as I didn't find any especially interesting, particularly interesting words in the chapters this week. There were a few, but but not many. So shall we do the two? Shall we do the two chapters? We've got the storylines developing quite nicely. Felipe has been well, gosh, he does have an issue, doesn't he, with the pills? I was trying to think of what were those? What was it? Prozac that loads of people used to take in the 70s and 80s. What was the happy pill? What was it called?
Prozac.
Valium, was it? Valium. Yeah, that's right. Valium it was, wasn't it?
But Prozac was meant to be a happy thing as well.
Was it? Yeah.
They even give it to dogs, Prozac.
Do they?
Yeah.
What for?
Well, same reason, I guess.
Calm them down.
I think so.
Gosh. Maybe I should try that with Holly. She'll stop her barking at the postman. She'll just say, "Hey, come on board. Come on, go up the drive." So it's getting quite interesting. So let's have a crack at the chapter 45 is the first one. Veronica, could you do the first half of that page?
Sorry, I thought it was chapter 47. Am I on the wrong one?
It could be that I'm on the wrong one.
No, it's 45, 46.
45, 46.
I'd read. Okay,
47.
Okay, it's fine. I can do it, but I prepared the wrong ones. But never mind.
Okay. Well, you know what's coming, so don't. No spoilers. No spoilers.
Okay.
And then maybe Maggie, would you translate the?
Yes.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. Thank you.
Durante los últimos años, Felipe consumía pastillas de todo tipo, calmantes, antidepresivos, sedantes. Al principio empezó con calmantes suaves para el dolor de cabeza. Los tomaba todos los días, incluso los días en que se sentía bien. Con el tiempo se convirtió en una adicción. Llegó a tomar hasta 30 calmantes por día. Cuando notó que los calmantes ya no tienen efecto, los cambió por otros más fuertes. Luego siguieron los sedantes y antidepresivos. En toda su vida, Felipe.
Oh, that's okay. We'll. Yeah, we won't overwork you.
Oh, good.
We won't overwork you. Thank you. And Maggie, are you able to?
Yeah. During the last years, Philip consumed pills of all types: painkillers, antidepressants, sedatives. At first, he began with painkillers.
Yeah.
Sorry, mild painkillers.
Yes, rather.
For headache. Then he took these every day, including the days when he felt well. With time, it became an addiction. It got so he took up to 30 painkillers a day. When he noticed the painkillers had no effect, he changed them for others that were stronger. Later, he kept on sedatives and antidepressants.
Yeah. Good, thank you. And the end of the chapter, Paul, would you read, and Jade, would you translate? Is that okay?
Okay. En toda su vida, Felipe jamás fue un psiquiatra o un psicólogo. Le daba mucha vergüenza hablar de su vida privada con otras personas. La única excepción era Enrique. Con él sí hablaba de sus problemas personales. Pero a Enrique le aburría escuchar a su jefe. Por eso Cuando Felipe estaba muy ansioso o estresado, Enrique le daba calmantes. En poco tiempo, Felipe se había vuelto adicto. Después de los calmantes, empezó a pedirle sedantes y antidepresivos. Enrique conseguía todo tipo de medicamentos. Felipe sabía muy bien que eran medicamentos ilegales, pero no le importaba. Lo único que quería eran sus pastillas.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
In all his life, Felipe never went to a psychiatrist or a psychologist. He was very embarrassed to speak of his private life with other people. The only exception was Enrique. With him, he spoke of his personal problems. But to Enrique, it was boring to listen to his boss. For this, when Felipe was very anxious or stressed, Enrique gave him painkillers. In a little time, Felipe had become addicted. After the painkillers, he started to ask for sedatives and antidepressives. Enrique got all types of the medications. Felipe knew very well that the medicines were illegal, but he didn't care. All he wanted was his pills.
Excellent. Well done, everybody. Good. And chapter 46. Who have we got next? So Julie's done something. Ken, would you read, and Lorna, would you translate? Is that okay? Just down to the paragraph break, if that's all right.
Yeah, de una día para otro, Enrique es uno de los principales sospechosos por la muerte de Felipe. Ana y Miguel, uno no tiene pruebas en su contra, pero tienen indicios. Uno de ellos es su relación con Lina. Si son amantes, es muy posible que ella o Enrique tengan que ver con el crimen. Miguel piensa que el crimen puede haber sido por celos o por dinero. El otro indicio es que Enrique era la persona que la consiena
Medicamentos, yeah. Good, yeah, that's good. Keep chipping away at that until you broke
Medicamentos a Felipe.
Yeah. Don't forget, Ken, when you get the U after the G, it's not sound, it just hardens the G. So, conseguía. Yeah. Medicamentos. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Podía darle cualquier pastilla y Felipe la tomaba con total confianza. Los investigadores saben muy bien que estos dos elementos pueden complicar seriamente a Enrique. Okay. Do you want me to continue? Was that?
No. Well, that's fine. That's good. Lorna, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. So from one day to another, Enrique was one of the principal suspects for the death of Felipe. Ana and Miguel still had no evidence against him, but they had signs. There were signs. One of these was his relationship with Lina. If they were lovers, it was possible, very possible, that she or Enrique must have had something to do with the crime. Miguel thought that the crime could have been to do with jealousy or for money. The other indication was that Enrique was the person who supplied medicines to Felipe. He would give him whatever tablets, and Felipe took them with total confidence. The investigators knew very well that these two elements can seriously complicate or seriously implicated Enrique.
Yep. Good. So the last bit, I can, Shanta, can you hear me okay? Would you be able to read to the end of the chapter, Shanta? And Apple, okay. would you mind doing the translation, please?
Ahora lo único que necesitan es conseguir pruebas para confirmar sus hipótesis. Deben actuar con mucho cuidado sin llamar la atención de Enrique o de Lina. Por eso aún no informarán a la policía sobre sus sospechas. Creen que lo mejor es seguir investigando a la pareja por su cuenta. Necesitan seguir todos sus movimientos hasta obtener una prueba definitiva. Miguel sigue a Enrique y Ana sigue a Lina. Los siguen desde la mañana temprano hasta las últimas horas de la noche sin descansar un solo minuto.
Perfect.
Now, the only thing they needed was to find proof to confirm their suspicions, their hypotheses. They had to operate with great care without alerting the attention of Enrique or of Lina. For this, they had yet to inform the police about their suspicions. They thought that the best thing was to follow the investigation into the pair. They had to follow all their movements to obtain definite proof. Miguel followed Enrique and Anna followed Lina. They followed them from early in the morning until late at night without resting for even a minute.
Yes, good. Ooh, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. So the words, interesting words this week. Those I noticed were obviously, I've not come across calamantes before for painkillers. So that was a new one on me. And I don't know. The Spanish property owners here, when you go to the chemist to buy painkillers, I just ask for paracetamol when I go to a pharmacia. So I've never used that. I've never used that word or seen it until this book. Calamantes. Sorry, not calamantes. Calamantes. Le daba mucha vergüenza. Is it vergüenza? It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think there's the two little dots over the top of it. I'm struggling to So when you get the two dots over the U, so a G followed by U normally don't sound the U. it just hardens the G. But when you get the 2 dots over the top, I can't say what they are. Deresis, I think they're called, something like that. It means you pronounce the U as well. So vergüenza there, vergüenza. He was ashamed. La daba mucha vergüenza. He was ashamed. Se había vuelto was an unusual phrase. He or she had become. Había vuelto. And then in the other chapter, in chapter 46, tengan que ver con el crimen, had something to do with the crime.
Yeah, the ver bit was difficult.
Yeah, tengan que ver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered why there, but as soon as you stick the phrase into the translator, it knows what it is. So it's obviously a common Spanish phrase, which I'll have to try, probably unsuccessfully, to remember. So there we go. So that's today's lesson, and I'm almost 10 minutes early. So I was going to talk a little bit about holidays. I was talking to I have a Spanish lesson via Zoom on a regular basis, and my Spanish teacher was in Quito in Ecuador, but she's moved to Poland. I'm staggered by the industry of some people. I would never have the get up and go chutzpah to do something like this. But she's studying at a university in Germany, but because it's too expensive to live in Germany and she's not allowed to work in Germany with a student visa, she's living in Poland, just over the border, and when she needs to go into the university, she can commute across and spend a day in Germany, but she's allowed to work in Poland, so she has a job in Poland, as well as giving online Spanish lessons to strugglers like me. But she's I was telling her that it was yesterday was a holiday, El Día Internacional de los Trabajadores, International Workers' Day, and a holiday a day's holiday in Latin America. I think in Spain as well, but I think it's mainly a Latin phrase, is feriado. And I did say that in Inglaterra se llama un bank holiday. And she'd heard the phrase bank holiday, but it didn't make any sense whatsoever to her. So I was trying to explain why a bank holiday is called a bank holiday. I could have done with Tony there to check my facts, but I said it was because the banks used to close, and that's why it was called the bank holiday. So we have I think 8 feriados in England. And a lot of them are shared with the rest of the world. Christmas Day, although Christmas Eve is a bit more of a holiday in the Spanish world. Noche Buena, Navidad, it's Christmas Day. Boxing Day. What's Boxing Day called in Spanish? Does anybody know? It's El Día de San Esteban, which St. Stephen's Day here, isn't it? In some I think that's the proper name, St. Stephen's Day. Boxing Day, so taken over. We have Easter is shared with, it's a Christian holiday, of course, so Easter is shared with the Spanish-speaking world. We have Viernes Santo, Good Friday. Pascua is Easter, Lunes Pascua, Easter Monday. El Dia de Mayo is May Day, but it's Dia Internacional de los Trabajadores, and that seems to be celebrated everywhere, including right across the Latin American world. Whitsuntide is not, it's called late spring holiday or something, isn't it? That's a new one. And finally, August bank holiday, Feriado de Agosto seems to be an English thing. So that's holidays. So
Eric, just in end of June, do you not have because they have a massive holiday end of June
in Spain?
But burning sardines and ditches on the beaches, jumping over them. Is that not a national holiday?
It might be a regional one. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't checking Spanish holidays. So
okay, I beg your pardon.
Cross-checking whether
what
they shared with us.
It's Midsummer.
Midsummer, is it? Yeah.
It's Midsummer. Yeah. Sorry, beg your pardon.
That'd be quite a good one to do, wouldn't it? Really, Midsummer. we might get slightly better weather than we did on Monday. It wasn't a great bank holiday, was it? So that might be a good one to do. For homework this coming week, I think we'll do the next two chapters, which is 47 and 48. I don't know what you're going to do, Veronica, because you've already read them. So you can have the week off, and I'm going to send you a little sheet of short tasks, which that I guess they're things that it would be useful for us to know, things we should know, and it's quite tricky because it's surprising how many you don't know. So I'll send that round, and I think we should start having a look at that, and then maybe when we've got through our verb conjugations, we'll throw a few of these out just to keep your brains alert. I'm a little bit worried that you're getting a little bit complacent and comfortable. So I think every so often you need a prod to which this may well give. And next week, I've been threatening this for a couple of weeks now, but I think we ought to start seriously whacking the past tense, preterite, imperfect, and maybe perfect, and past continuous. Is it past continuous tense? So we've got four, which we'll try and mix up so that we blend them all together. We'll try to learn which one we need to use where, as well as getting the conjugations right. I've been doing a lot of imperfect in the last few weeks, and I rather like it, actually. There's only 3 irregular verbs in the imperfect, which are ser, ir, and there, and the rest follow a nice pattern, including the most evil irregulars in the present tense. So I'm quite fond of the imperfect tense, but I can't always use it, sadly. So we'll do that. Are there any questions from anybody this week? Everybody got on okay? Yeah. Are we enjoying the book? I think it's been quite a good book.
Yeah.
We might do another of his in another year. So let's look at that. And the other thing I wanted to ask, I had a quick chat with the morning class about this. We're able to meet again in class fairly soon. In fact, I think the government's now considering taking all the restrictions down from the 20-something of June. I didn't think that gave us enough time. It didn't seem worth sort of getting back to the Copeland Centre for a few weeks in June and July, because we'll probably finish sort of 2 or 3 weeks into July. We'll finish for the summer. So you'll all be going on holiday, won't you? You'll be all jetting off here, there, and everywhere. So I thought for we'd try to resume the classes face to face in the Copeland Centre from September, pending, events. Who knows what new variant we'll get or what will happen, but hopefully we're on an upward path now, and we can start classes again. I just wondered how people felt about that. I guess everybody's now had at least one jab, and probably their second one coming up. Is anybody not particularly comfortable about meeting in class?
Well, I think this Zoom is okay.
You like the Zoom, Tony? Yeah. Do you? I don't know whether we'll have a straw poll about it. I mean, we certainly it's cheap, but it's nice to get out and see each other, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's nice to enjoy some of Tony's Biscoff biscuits. Is that what do you get? Is it the Biscoffs you get, Tony?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I've missed those. That's the biggest thing I've missed about the pandemic.
Maggie loves them too.
Eric, I have to work out a way of recording your lessons in class, just in case anyone's away, and then you can still put it on Zoom, and those that don't want to come along can still watch it. So you have both.
Yeah, well, Zoom. That is one aspect of the Zoom that's quite useful. That you can, if you do miss a lesson, you can. Although I'm not sure how many people can bear to sit through a whole hour of me rabbiting on, forgetting where I am, trying to work the technology. It must be painful if you're watching it back. But well, people do. We do get, maybe 20 views on the video, something like that. So it is useful. The other thing I've been thinking about is Maggie my sister had a conversation class going before lockdown, which was fairly popular, wasn't it, Maggie? We used to get about,
well, it sort of came and went.
Yeah, I don't know whether we ought to maybe try to kick that off again, but
I was thinking, well, yes, possibly September.
Yeah, I mean, that is something we could do on Zoom, and if we did it on Zoom, I could maybe get my Spanish teacher to join us for the hour, so that she could help out with some of the grammar when we get stuck and that kind of thing. It's always handy to have we missed it when Caroline left, didn't we? Because she was always able to say, actually, that's the wrong conjugation, or you should use this tense there, or something like that.
Are you thinking of this for the conversation group, Eric?
Yeah, yes, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that could work. I think there'd have to be, some way of showing that you want to speak. That's the only thing, isn't it? It's difficult when all you can see is a square with someone's face in, and you don't know whether you should say something or it's your turn, or
you might have to kind of thing. You might have to order it somehow. Yeah, that would
sort of get around that. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's an idea. Maybe we could look at that. I might be able to persuade her to do that if you are interested. Good. So
before we finish, could I just ask, because Maggie sent a message out last week. I did text Maggie, but I don't know if she got the text.
Oh yeah,
Oh, you did? That's okay.
I got your message there and I've replied, but I don't know if I've sent it properly.
Yeah, it didn't get here, so...
Oh, right, yeah, I know what you've said, and I'm sorry, I did reply, and I'll, yeah.
No, but I sent it via phone as well, and I wasn't sure if you got it via your phone, or maybe if I haven't got your up-to-date phone number, you see.
I haven't had a text from you, but I've got your phone number, Suzanne, so I will send you a text.
Please, thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you,
Maggie. Maggie, your stuff goes to junk in many people's iPads because it's a new address. So if you look in the junk file, that's what I found you in the junk file. Sorry to tell you. It's all right. It's a security system.
I don't know if I know messages sometimes do go in.
Well, it's a new one. It was a new address. So